How I scaled my SMMA to $12,500 in less than 30 days. No, this video won't contain any flashy cars or Lamborghinis, right? It will only contain the steps and the systems that took me to 12.5K and how you can implement it yourself. So these are the systems which allowed me to scale my agency to 12.5K in less than 30 days. And you can definitely implement these systems for yourself, right? Now, the first things first, what you want to do is in any type of agency, whenever you want to scale it or grow it, you need appointments, right? Because without it, you can't get new clients, right? And especially at the start of the game, you need to focus on acquiring clients. And the first thing to do is set appointments, right? So, me personally, how we do it is we run a series of paid ads and we use a mixture of cold outreach as well, right? Reason being is obviously we want more appointments, right? So it's not as efficient for us to invest all our money into paid ads at this moment. So obviously we have to use a mixture of cold outreach as well. Me personally, we use email reactivation campaigns and cold DM reactivation campaigns from lead lists that we already have in our niche, right? And it really works. To be honest, we get a couple leads, we get appointments booked in our calendars without having to spend anything on ads, right? Because ads are expensive, right? If you can find a way to, get appointments in your calendar which are qualified without running ads, that's definitely the way to go, right? So with paid ads, we run paid ads on Facebook, right? We run Facebook ad campaigns, right? We run a budget of around $50 to $60 a day, right? And this allows us to book 6 appointments a day through paid ads, right, in our niche. So with both of these strategies, we get around roughly 5 to 8 calls a day, and we get a 50% show up rate. That's pretty much how it is in our niche, right? Landscaping, it's just always going to be like these because these guys are contractors, so it's not the best when it comes to getting show up rates, but in terms of like the ticket item that they sell is pretty high. So would I suggest this niche? I don't know, to be honest. I don't think any niche is perfect. Each niche has its own problems, right? So once we get 5 to 8 calls a day, we have 50% show up rate. We get an average of 50% close rate. And from there, we get 2 to 3K closes a week. And that's how we're able to hit 12K a month, right? So when looking at it in retrospect, right, it's pretty straightforward, right? What you need in order to hit 10K or 12K or 15K is you need channels to set appointments, right? That can either be paid traffic or cold outreach. With cold outreach, you can try emails, you can try cold calling, you can try cold DMs. All these strategies are all proven. Obviously, some are more effective than the others in niches, but I highly suggest going for volume at the start before you can start running paid ads. If you were to run paid ads, what you want to do is run a budget of at least $30 a day, right? Because anything less than that, you're not going to get the results that you want. Call out the niche, run it broad on Facebook, have a strong offer in place, and test out multiple things, right? Eventually, your cost per lead is going to drop, and you're going to be sitting on a lot of sales calls through just running paid ads. And it's the easiest method, obviously, to scale your business because once you know what your cost per lead is and cost per appointment is, cost per show, you can just reverse engineer from there and calculate your cost per acquisition and just start scaling it aggressively, right? So after we're done closing, right, and after we hit 12K a month, right, what happens is when the back to the point, as soon as the closer closes the deal, right, the closer will submit a closer deal form, and on that form, he types in his name, his email, and he types in, the client details, his phone number, his name, email, yada yada, right? As well as that, he types in the contract value, and say if he split the payment, he type in, you know, payment one, payment two, payment three, and that way when he submits the form, what Pavly does is sends a webhook to Go High Level and DocuSign, and then it sends the prospect an immediate contract with the terms that was already stated. As well as that, it also sends it to our closer, so both of them just sign it right after the call. It makes it fast, very easy. There you go, bam, you got the contract signed, right? And that's pretty much out the way. Once that's done, an automated SMS gets sent out to prospect, obviously with the link to the onboarding form, right? In the onboarding form, the client just fills out his details, specifically such as, name, email, phone address, zip code, what type of service they do, how far they drive out, what's their location, what do they expect out of our service, right?
just a lot of questions so that we can have this information stored somewhere. So when it comes to creating the creatives, when it comes to creating the ads, it's very easy, right? Everything's stored somewhere. And not only that, we can use those custom values, right, which are filled in when they click submit, create the sub account automatically, right? So that's automated as well. So all we have to do on our side is just start the number verification for their clients. That's pretty much it on the back end. What happens next after closing the deal, right? And these are a few systems which definitely help us scale more efficiently. And I highly suggest you implement yourself. Or if you want help implementing it, just message me on Instagram. I'm more than happy to hop on a call and show you, right? So obviously the next thing is service delivery, right? The first things first, when it comes to service delivery, what we do here is we go in ads library, we search the service the client is doing, right? And we obviously filter it out for active ads. So obviously we filter it out for active ads in the month prior to the month of the signing of the client, so that we can get enough, so that we can look at an ad that has been tested for at least a month, which is still working and still active, right? And so once we see the ad, we funnel hack it, see why it's effective. Maybe they take the user's landing page or the copy or the headline or the call to action. We just funnel hack it and obviously create something similar to it because we know it's already proven in their market, right? So once that's done, an automated email gets sent to our designer through our onboarding pipeline to create the creatives, right? And once the creatives are done, he moves it in the pipeline where we know the next step is to finish the funnel. And then obviously after that, we update the client. We have the next onboarding call where we set expectations and go over everything all over again, just to make sure that we have the client communication as clear as possible so that we can help retain the client. Because so one thing's the product, right? But the other thing's the service, right? So what we got to do here is also focus on the service, making sure the client's expectations are always being managed and that he's always up to date with every single task that's being done, right? So we launch the ads, and that's pretty much it when it comes to client fulfillment on the back end, right? So all in all, these are just, this is a brief overview of the steps that we took in order to scale to 12.5K a month. These are definitely steps that you can implement yourself to get you from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 10 to 12 to 20, right? The sky's the limit, right? But obviously, when you're scaling from that 10 plus numbers, you're going to need more automations in place. You're going to need more things to be more efficient on the back end, because if you don't scale the back end with the front end, like, your agency is just going to implode. And that's what happened to us in the past. But now we're putting in systems in place in order to prevent that for us, and also ensure that we have a good service delivery so that we can retain our clients and so that we can, make money on the back end too. Because you can't, because obviously if you're making money only on the front end and you're just missing out on a lot of money that you can make on the back end, which is obviously in the month time, it's just 100% pure profit because you already paid to acquire the client, right? So that's pretty much it for me. If you guys have any questions, I'll link my Instagram username at the below. You just hit me up with a DM. We can hop on a call and go over everything, see what's not working for you, and see what we can do to help you.